Hello there, Maria here with a new art journal spread. It is fall here in the northern hemisphere, so I decided to do something fall-like. I had glued down some paper at random in my small journal. It's small, I usually paint bigger, but this was a small one. So I visualized a goddess in nature, how the fall changes everything. The vibrance go out of all the greenery, but at the same time, there's some kind of powerful feeling of the fall. So I took a very fine brush and made her hair into branches. You have to use a very light hand and a good brush to get the texture. And I decided to just make a very simple face. She blends in with everything that's already on the page. Decided to add a little color to the cheeks with magenta. And blue eyes. I'm using permanent markers to fill in the details. So I am using, I think, a burnt sienna to add even more the earthy feeling that you get in the fall. Spread it out with a baby white. In the fall, you can see berries on the bare branches sometimes, some red berries. Using a charcoal pencil to add some more lines and texture. So I'm using a larger red pen here to make the berries a little more visible. And that's a green, like a forest green paint. You have to have some green with the brown, right? There was a little cutout from a piece of paper. I used as a pattern. It says prayer in that little white square. I used it as a pattern for printing the word on one of my mosaic boxes. I always save the snippets of paper and put them in my art journals. More permanent markers. And here's a collage sheet. I had collected a bunch of leaves last spring outside, and then I made photocopies. I actually have an e-course on how to make all these um, leaves and other papers that you make from scratch. It's called Live Song. Can be accessed on my website, mariagreene.org. I wanted to put one of these leaves, but it's a little big. So I have I tried to collect leaves that had different colors and texture. I must say, I really have enjoyed using these. So when I make one photocopy, I save like a master, and then I can use it over and over. And I always have embellishments that mean something to me. Position is always tricky. I go with what feels good and what looks good, in my opinion. There could be a discussion of that, but since I'm just playing here with my art journal, I go with what feels good. I didn't want to overdo it with too much. There is a picture of a fireplace with a fire going. Gives you that real fall feeling. I decided to add the idea of a sunset. I find that I use my fingers a lot and also baby wipes and tissues when I do my art journaling. Here I got some yellow oxide. It's a bit bright. And I'm back to the leaves. So I cut out a couple and decided to put them up at the top there. Nature is always a great inspiration. So many shapes and colors. Here I'm just adding some thin black lines with some seed pods like you find in the fall outside. And I decided to add a red leaf. It's like a burgundy. I think it's a leaf of a wandering Jew, if you know what that plant is. It's a deep purple. It came out nicely in the photocopy event so that I did with all these leaves. I decided to add some white just to have some white in all that yellow. White is the great equalizer. And I outlined the leaves with some charcoal for a little more definition. That was it. I didn't want to overdo it. Thanks for watching.